Hello friends, and welcome to the second lecture of the ToDo application. So let's begin with where we had stopped. We had finished the coding for def edit click, def state function. So def status changed, we started with, and we completed this code. We had finished with the delete click, but now we need the edit click and the save click. So for the edit click, we have first is the self.edit.game value. We have this one, but we have self dot, and then we have display underscore task dot label, not name, it's dot label, label, and then this label here. We have edit view visible is equals to true. It's true, and we have self dot display view visible, that is false for sure. And now we have this, we have self dot update, so we need to update the page once the edit is clicked. Now below the save click, now let's just check. We have display underscore task dot label, so we had this part. Now when you click the save, this gets saved, right? So we need this self dot display, and just remove this. Now that is equal to, it's vice versa, self dot edit name dot value. So we just have the prompt already. After that we have self dot display view visible. Again, this will be true now, and then edit view will be false, and then we update it. So just vice versa, we'll just copy these codes and we'll save them, and we'll change these to vice versa, that's true and false. Okay, so we have updated that. We have the status change code in place. Now we have to create another class for the code or for the application. The first class which we created, previous class which we created, was for the tasks. So everything here was happening for the tasks, or the tasks in the ToDo. Now we need to create a class for the ToDo app itself. So ToDo and then app. For that we have again the user control, and after the user control we have def build. So we start building the application. Def build, we have self, and then after that we have self dot new task is equals to text field. Inside this text field, so whenever you start with a new task, that application or that task field gives you a hint that what has to be added, right? What needs to be added. So let's just add a hint text. That hint text has to be what, or else it will be a string, right? So what needs to be done? Yeah, that's it. That's what we require. And then we have comma expand is equals to true. So that will be a boolean value. Expand is equals to true. Then we have self dot tasks. Self dot tasks is equals to, and then we have in the column. So sorry, not complex, it's column. It's column, and then just close the column. So after this we have the self dot filter, that's self dot filter is equals to, then we have tabs again, and then those tabs will have selected index is equals to 0. After that we have on change is equals to, or on change is equals to self dot tabs changed. So whenever you change something, so that has to be recorded, right? Self tabs underscore changed, and then comma we have tabs is equals to, so that will be a list. We have tab, capital tab, and then in the bracket text all, that is text is equals to all, that will be a string. And after that we close this bracket. After that we have a comma, tab text active, and then tab text completed. So these tabs would be displayed for the tasks. So first is all tasks we need. So all tasks, then some active tasks, and then some whatever completed tasks are, we need to visualize them, right? So this was that for the tasks. And now we have the self dot items underscore left. So what are the items left is equals to, we have text, and then inside the text we have 0 or no. We can have no items left. Yeah, that's it. So now after this, inside the column, we have to return the column. So that column which we had done earlier, we can just have this floating column, and then that code has to be like placed at below this self items. So I'll just paste it here. Now we can start with the functions creation, that is def, or the add, task status changed, task deleted, tabs changed, and clear click. So if you click on clear, then what will happen? The tasks will be cleared up, right? So we'll have def add click. That's a perfect prompt. Now if we have self dot new task dot value, we have some or the other value that. So what will be there? Task is equals to, we'll have task is equals to, then we'll have task, and then that task will have self dot new task dot value, and after that we'll have self dot task underscore status changed, or status change we can say, comma, and then self dot task underscore delete. So all the parameters, all the up in that task, whatever was present or whatever is required, everything is now included. Now we have self dot tasks dot controls, all the controls, and then we append inside the task. So now if you can see here, that append method, once it is called, the tasks, and we pass the task inside, so that it continuously appends inside that, right? Now we have self dot new task value is nothing, it's currently empty, nothing, and then we update self dot update, and then finish the function. Now the same thing for the task. We create a function for, let's say, def task status changed, right? So it's task underscore status change. So that will be self and task. So that will take two parameters, and then we just have to update it. Self dot update. That update method is called, and then we have def, creating a function def task delete, task underscore delete, and that will have another, again the same thing, self task, and then this will have two things. So if you remove that, so it's giving you a prompt, perfect prompt. So first thing is it will remove, and the second thing is it just updates, nothing else, it just updates, right? So that is for task delete. Again, now we have for tabs change. So you go from active to complete to all, right? So for the tabs changed, we have def, and then tabs underscore changed, and then that will have self, and not the tab, self and any event. So for that we have self.update, and now if clear is clicked, so self def clear click. So we have, now for this we'll have a for loop. Let's just say for task in self dot controls, and that for that we'll have controls. So this, in this list controls, and then list, and then we close the bracket. So all the tasks, in all of them, in all the controls, what we do is, if the task is completed. So it will first check that is the task completed or no from that list. If the task is completed, only then that will be leave. Only that function is called, that is self dot task underscore lead, and then what we pass here is the task. That's it. After that we have the update method or the update function. So for that, it's already giving me that what do we need to do when you update or when you want to update the task. So let's just create a task with the initial code. So let's just create a function first for the initial code update. So first is the status. We will first check the status and then now count, initializing the count with 0. So first again the same thing we have for task in self task controls. Now we don't have all the tasks, we have only those tasks. We have already filtered them, right? Self.filter selected index.task. So now we have for task inside this task visible, task dot visible is equals to, we have self dot tasks on this as well is equals to we don't require. So let's just change this. We have for tasks in self dot tasks visible is equals to, we start with status. First thing, status is equals to first if it is all, status all, comma, then we have or else, or we have first condition as status is equals to active, comma, or else active, and task completed, task dot completed is equals to false, is equals to false. So what does this mean? Task visible, what all visible tasks we have? Status is equals to all, or status equals active, and task completed is false, means the task is not completed, status is active still. And then the next condition is or, status is completed and task completed, that's it. We don't require this true, so we'll just remove this. Task completed is equals to prove that same thing. That's the same thing that if you place a true value here. Now we just completed that bracket and then close the bracket there, and now we have if not task completed or task completed, task dot completed, task not completed, that's the same thing. So what we'll do, we'll do a count plus is equals to 1. That's it. And now we'll have to display this. So we'll have self dot items underscore left dot value. So whatever is left here, we have to display it using the print format, that is f and then count. So we have the count variable here, count, and then active. These are all the active items, and active item, or we have this items left or pending or remaining, whatever you want, whatever English you want, you can write active items or item. These when active items, pending or left. We can just write pending. Yeah, pending. That sounds right. And then we'll have to close the super function dot update. That's it. Now we are at the end of the code. So we're just going to complete the code now with the main function. That's like that will be outside. So def main, and then main will be having the page, right? So page and then colon and with the page. So once that is done, inside this page we'll have what? We'll have the page dot title. So what will that title be doing? That title will be having what? It's a ToDo application, right? So ToDo app, or you can label it as your name and then an app, whatever you want. So I'll just label it as meets ToDo app, right? Then we have page dot horizontal alignment is equals to center, Then we have page.scroll. So that will be adaptive, right? So as this is given by Flutter, so that is why we've already seen in the accessibility that it's too much accessible and it's too much adaptive. It gives too many features here, and then finally we update the page. So page.update. That's it. We call the app now. That's app is equals to app. And then we have app.set background is equals to white. Whatever you have, if you want to set the background, then you can set the background, and then you have page dot add. What you want to add now, finally you will add the app. Yes, that's it, app. Now in this flet dot app, then target is main. Target is equals to main. So we finally finished the code, and the code is approximately 180 lines something, and then we've just completed the whole code without any warnings, I guess, and there are no errors in the code. I guess there's something red here below. Let's just go and check what is the issue here. Yes, so what is it? Okay, I think we missed out a comma, or we don't need a comma here. That because there is an or statement. So status is all, tasks got visible. We finished that, and that's the update method. That's the update function being called. That status is equals to okay. We don't require this as well, right? So now it would be done. Task not visible is equals to status equals or equals. Yeah, now that's a clean code. Let's just run the application now. So if everything works fine, it will be very smooth now. So let's just say start learning Flet using Python. That's my first task. That's my first task. Let's just add it. And the task object has no attribute completed. Let's see if we have something missing. So don't worry, I'll be attaching this exact code, whatever we have written. So I'll be attaching this code here in the drop down. So let's just stop this running, and let's now check it again. Start learning Flet with Python. That's my first task. It's added. Now start drumming lessons. Okay, that's added. Record lectures. That's added as well. Okay, so we have some 3 tasks. Okay, now what I can do is I can just mark this. So if I mark this, that will go in the completed state, and these are active. So these, you can see, these are active, these are not done, these are completed. If I have completed this recording lecture, I'll just clear this, so that is gone now. So if you have all tasks, no, that's not there, that's gone. Active, only these 2, and completed. So this is the ToDo app, and again you can use the Py installer, that library, and you can just complete this whole application. You can package this application as a proper application, as a proper app, and then you can run this application from the exe. Using the exe file, you can run this. So that will be a cool application which will stay on your desktop, on your app, on your machine, and you can just keep on adding tasks and deleting them. You can add some cool features as well. You can play around with the application. So in the comment section below, or in this lecture, just attach your ideas, what you want to do with your ToDo app, and I'll be happy to help you there. Thank you.